What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be reviewing Brightburn. So this was a movie that I was not gonna see. I had no intention of seeing. I was not interested in it at all. I didn't care, yada yada yada, list goes on. So what happened was, why are you reviewing the movie, Mike? Why are you talking about this movie? Well, essentially what happened was it's been a few weeks, people keep telling me, hey Mike, you should see Brightburn, you should watch it, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, alright, movie's out, Angry Joe made a video on it, and I figured, and FYI, I'm not actually subscribed to Angry Joe anymore for personal reasons, mostly political, but, and some of the things that he said in general, I just don't agree with him on certain things like that anymore. So I opt out of his channel. I was like, I'm done. I'm not supporting you no more. We'll get to that. But the point is I was like, okay, Joe loves Superman. Joe seems to be the fan of Superman who it's like, you go to and you expect an honest opinion about something involving Superman, right? About what he thinks about what's going on with Superman, yada yada yada. So, I was like, alright, Joe, you're a fan of Superman. Superman's my second favorite. He's not my first favorite, he's just my second favorite. I don't read his comic books. I watch the Christopher Reeve movies. I've watched the Smallville TV show. I've watched the Justice League. I watched the Justice League TV show. I've seen the Superman cartoon animated series. I was like, alright, I'm going to listen to what Joe has to say. So, alright, fine. I'm going to see what he thinks. So, watch his review. He says it was good. He gave it an 8 out of 10. I was like, and I didn't watch the spoilers. I was like, alright. So I just waited for him to do the non-spoiler review. I was like, alright, Joe seems to like this movie. Maybe it'll actually be good. So I went to go see the movie. And I looked up how long the movie was. And the first thing I noticed was that the movie was an hour and like 24 minutes long. And that immediately put red flags in my brain because it was like, hour 20-minute long movie, huh? That's short. So I watched the movie and okay, so before we get into my review here, I'm going to say this real quick. There is going to be some slight spoilers. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, but I am gonna refer to some things just to get some of my points across in this review. And so yeah, so I'm not gonna be spoiling too much what happens in this movie, just a few things to get my points across. So I watched the movie, and about halfway through the movie, I said, I don't like this movie. I'm not liking this. I'm legitimately getting angry while watching this movie. I'm like, why? What? I'm just questioning the whole movie the whole time. And then we get to the end, and then after the movie was over, rolled credits, I stood up and I said, that movie was awful. I hated that movie. I should have trusted my instincts and not watched this movie. And now I'm here reviewing it. Yeah, so then I went back, I watched Joe talk about spoilers and stuff, and every fucking point I was just disagreeing with him, like this and that. And it's like, man, Joe, I think I should take away your Superman fandom card or something, because you liked Man of Steel, which was controversial as fuck, where Superman just snaps Zod's neck and he kills someone, and it's like, and then you get this Brightburn movie with evil Superman, and I'm done with evil Superman. I'm fucking done. I'm sick and tired of it. We had it in Injustice. I was like, okay, fine. Injustice, the game, sure, whatever. We need a plot. It works. It's cool, whatever. And the motivation made more sense for him to be a bad guy. In this movie, do you want to know how, and this is where we get into the slight spoilers here, do you want to know how this kid just becomes bad guy? Because basically, a Goku thing happens. So like a Dragon Ball Z shit happens. Dragon Ball logic, okay? So basically what happens is he has this pod. He has his little pod that he was sent in from a baby. As a baby, they still have the pod, obviously. And what happens is it starts sending out like this signal. It starts sending out this signal, and then immediately he's just like snapping. Like immediately he's just a bad guy all of a sudden. Then all of a sudden he's throwing lawnmowers, and he's fucking like, then he all of a sudden has the Superman powers and shit. And it's like, what the fuck is this? So it's like, I don't know what, like I would imagine when it came to Superman, because like with the beginning of the movie, I was like, man, look, I'm like looking at the baby. I'm like, oh boy, I would hate to have a little super baby who's like flying around and like shooting lasers out of his eyes, and like that's a headache already, right? So, but you mean to tell me like this kid's full power didn't come out until the Dragon Ball Z shit happened, and then all of a sudden now he's a bad guy? That is the motivation, by the way. That is the plot. Because of whatever was inside that little space pod to make him just be a bad guy all of a sudden. That is the stupidest excuse I have ever seen in my life. Okay? The plot with Injustice made more sense. It was like, all right, Lois is dead. Superman's pissed. He's had enough. He lost his unborn child. He fucking snapped, right? That's a better, understandable reason for why Superman would be a bad guy. For why he would snap, right? But then you have some Dragon Ball Z bullshit where it's like, okay, no, his pod is just like sending out signals now that he's got to start taking over the doing whatever with the Earth and be a bad guy. It's time for you to be a bad guy now. Even though he was a good kid the whole time. And no one even questions it. No one even says, "Oh man, this kid used to be a good kid. All of a sudden, he just kind of snaps." Like no one even questions it. It's just kind of like, "Oh, he's just a bad guy now." Like what? It's just so. This movie was painful for me to watch. I'm not gonna spoil or say anything else. Like I said, when the credits rolled, I left the theater. I left. I was like, I'm done. Fuck this movie. And then like, oh god. And then I left. I fucking left. I left the theater as soon as the credits started rolling. And do you want to hear a little teaser? A little like, like what they're doing apparently? So apparently, now check this out. Apparently, there's like a bunch of like news reporters and newscasts in the movie when I left talking about how there's a lady with a lasso choking the life out of people and yada yada yada. So basically like an evil Justice League. It's like they're almost trying to set up here. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself like, please God no. Because there are already so many things I didn't like about this movie. I mean, if I talk any more about this movie, I'm probably going to start nitpicking at this point. And if I start talking about the movie, I'm probably going to start spoiling the movie. And like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to let you know what I think. I don't like the movie. I would give this a fucking 4 out of 10. That is how much I dislike this movie. I wish I didn't see it. I saw it because I was like, okay, Joe, the Superman fan, liked it, so I was like, okay, sure, I'll watch it. And then I watched it, I was like, no, Joe, I'm gonna take away your Superman fandom card. I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need that. Like, you don't have the right to speak about this anymore. That's how irritated I got with this movie, okay? Because I guess I am that Superman fan who's like, no, Superman shouldn't kill, Superman shouldn't do this, he shouldn't do that, he shouldn't do that. Like I guess I'm kind of like with Spider-Man, like how I am with Spider-Man, which is funny because I wasn't really that big of a Superman fan until the recent years of my life. So it's kind of funny how all of a sudden now I'm like, no, Joe, you're wrong. Superman shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't like evil Superman. And here's the thing: is he just gave it an 8 out of 10 because they got early access to go see the movie early. They got to go watch 2 movies free. Like fuck you, like. That's why he's saying all those good things. Like, I don't know. No, man. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I don't care. See, like, if I was to get that offer, I'd be like, no. I'm going to be honest. If you invite me to see your movie, I'm going to critique it through my own personal bias and what I think. Especially with the character like Superman that you're basing it off this is. Now, I know this isn't Superman. I know this is like an Elseworld story. I know this is not like canon or anything, blah, blah, blah. But it's like the way the movie progressed, the way the motivations were, some of the characters, some of the way they acted. Like, I was like, no, this doesn't work. This just doesn't work for me. Not only as a Superman fan, but as a movie in general. It just doesn't work. So that's my opinion on Brightburn. Let me know what you all think. And until then, thank you for watching. And I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.